Hi, you may know me as Elijah Gray from Gasbusters for the Win. I'm going to keep this short and simple. I have had a lot of questions and a lot of comments and a lot of Facebook messages from our page asking how to edit, because they've seen some of my video stuff. Some people asked me to make intros for them and other stuff, and throughout time I was just like, okay, our channel is just about gaming, I don't want to do any tutorial stuff, but now that we have an actual schedule, you can't really see it there, but now that we actually have a system going, what I decided to do is, I got some free times on my hands, and I was just thinking, like, for me, when I learned how to edit videos, a lot of the tutorials I looked up were very bland. The stuff I looked for was before I started doing a whole Let's Play stuff, so if you're trying to learn how to do video editing, this is only gonna classify just the whole Let's Play genre, like just recording from your video games with your PVR. Like I have the Hauppauge, you guys have a Roxio. If you do fraps on the computer, anything like that, I'll cover it all to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna show you guys how to edit it at the best quality you can do for yourself and for your current equipment. Depending on what you use and what you have really depends on what you can output and what quality daily. I'm not saying that you guys can render out and publish videos that are like really bad quality. I mean like 240 pixels and lower. No. You guys are always going to be 720 and up, like HD, so don't worry about that. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I don't know if this is going to be a multi-part series. I'm going to try and make it a multi-part series. I don't know how many episodes it'll be, because I'm going to teach what I can do and a lot of the questions that people asked. Obviously I won't be doing it here. This is my recording area for PCs, and behind me over here is Peter's crap. I actually have an editing area way over there now, and I'll actually record it to what I can do. Another question that came up was, how can I learn all this stuff? Like, a lot of people said, like, it's really confusing. And what do I use? Okay, so first of all, the whole confusing aspect, yes, it does get really confusing, but I'm going to try and show you guys the easiest methods and how to make it easy for yourself. The first time you set it up, it's going to be a bit tricky, but once you have it all set up, you can just drop it in as a preset, and you're done. You can just put your video together just like that. It's like magic! But the other question was, what do I use? I use Sony Vegas. I've used 9, 10, 11, and 12 now. I've been upgrading since back then, and a lot of issues happened over time, not with Sony Vegas, but with my computer, so I had to keep upgrading and so on and so forth. So anyway, without further ado, I will show you how to edit to the best of my ability. So let's get to it. Hey everyone, it's Elijah Gray from Gasbusters for the Win, and we're here. Yes, you probably just saw the part before. Anyway, let's get into it. So, as you can see, what I have open right now is, I don't know if you can see fraps. It might be invisible because that's what it does. I also have Audacity, and then I got Sony Vegas Pro 13. Sorry, I meant to say I went 9 to 13. Anyway, wait. Let's get into it. First, what I want to talk about is what type of Let's Play or video game walkthrough or recording you're going to do. Like I said, if you're just wanting to edit like with a video camera and stuff, a lot of the stuff I'm teaching in here is not really going to make sense to you. Some might, but probably not. Anyway, right now, the setup I have for Audacity is I have my microphone going into a mixer and the mixer going into my computer. I don't have any USB stuff, like no USB microphone, just the mixer's USB. Everything's all set up. I forget what the wire is called, DX or XD, I don't know. You technical guys would know what I'm talking about, but anyway, I just have a dynamic microphone right now. You can get this and a mixer, like a small one, if it's just you, for around like $80 for both, if you're lucky at some places. just at your music store or something, and it's really easy to set up. So that's required tools to have if you want to do that. If you're doing video game style, like having a Roxio or something there, some of the programs, I know Hauppauge doesn't do it. I don't know if the HDPVR 2 does it, but you can't record your audio, like your voice, unless you have it set up like with Audacity like this. It only captures the game. I know Roxio and other programs do that, but so that's what we want to start out with. So right now, I just have Audacity. This is what I used to record me and Peter's voice and my voice back then. I have Fraps. If you're going to use any PC recorder, some of them might have. I know Fraps does. It records your voice. I highly recommend you don't, because sometimes it leaves the volume of your voice, or the volume of your voice might be too high or too low, and you can't edit it later. Because if you're too higher than the game, people aren't going to hear the game, and if you're too quiet, they're going to hear the game over your voice. And I know there's some people that have those videos up there, and then you can't understand what they're saying, and then you get all these comments like saying fix it, and then you're like, I don't know how. So anyway, these are good tools to have. For this particular walkthrough or tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to use Fraps with it. So PC gaming recording for now. I might get more technical in the future, and I'll do the Hauppauge, but right now, that side of the studio is a little messy because I renovated some stuff. Anyway, let's begin. So, what you want to do is, you most likely have Sony Vegas all set up. So, let's go into Sony Vegas here. Just going to minimize this. Alright. So, my layout might look a little bit different than yours, but that's because I moved mine. You can actually move, I don't know if you can do it in the older versions, but this is for Sony Vegas Pro 13. You can actually grab these and move them out to your liking. So if you have multiple monitors, what I used to do is drag this window out onto a different monitor so I could watch the preview of the video, as well as having a whole other screen editing it. And if you hold Control, you can actually just drop it back in. Same with all the other pieces, but I suggest you don't fiddle with these ones like I just did. Anyway, so what you probably have is Project Media, Explorer, Transitions, Media Generators, and Video Effects. But my video effects is over here, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll be over here for you. You don't have to have your setup looking all squished like this. If you want to get them all, if you go to View, and go to Window... There you go. This is where you can find them if they're unchecked, and you can't find the video effects or anything. Just click it and it'll open it up. All this extra stuff, the trimmer, edit details, and compensators, and all the way to loudness meters, you can leave off. Unless, you want to get more technical, but I can't help you in that department. Alright, so, for this, what I want to do is just, basically for the first part, I want to just show you the program itself. I'm not going to just show you how to edit everything at once. Like I said, I want to keep this simple in parts, that way people can get it at once. So anyway, so our one window is the Project Media. This is basically, just imagine this as like a bucket. So, you're going to drop all your materials in here. You're going to drop your video, you're going to drop your audio, you're going to drop all your stuff in here. Basically, anything you want to edit with. If you want to add like a funny picture, let's say, you want to have, I don't know, a freaking car drive by in the video, like, you're doing a racing game, you want it to be like, so you just gotta drop a picture of a car in there. And so on, so forth. Next one is the Explorer. You can really ignore this one, because I know a lot of people use it, but some people don't. All it's really used for is actually just looking through your libraries of folders to get where you want to go. So if I hit videos, it'll alert, see it's all got all this stuff. I got all my videos. After that is transitions. These are used for the beginning and end of your videos, or in between clips of the videos. So when you split a video, you can add one of these in. It's like, most people know what a transition is. So let's say, like, the intro happens, or like you could say it'll be right back. It's like da 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 da, bing, there you go, it's done. And then so on, so forth. Another thing people don't really know is the A and B. So basically A is your clip 1, and B is going to be the clip underneath. So, now media generators, these are going to come in handy a little later. If you have all these folders set up like this, I know this happens in a newer version, but not the old one. Just have it in the all one, because all these are basically exactly what these are, except some of them are outdated, and sometimes they'll crash your Vegas. So anyway, you want to have all this stuff and all set up. So we basically got all our textures and stuff. Mainly what you want is titles and text and legacy text. That's going to help in the future if you want to say, like, let's say you're playing Super Mario Sunshine and you say, okay, all the 8 red coins are in this area, and you have a list. You could have them pop up on the screen here, here, and here. Now we get into the cool stuff, the video effects. Now, some of these I made presets of, but I'm going to show you how to make those presets work. But for now, I just want to show you the other stuff. So right now, this is just our video effects, but I'll get into them in more detail. So you can set your layout like mine if you want to. I like to have the video in the middle. Oh, make sure you have your video set to preview. Now, if you have a really beefy computer, you can just set it to best and watch it, but as soon as you add effects into it, Sony Vegas by itself, if you don't actually change this in the options, and I don't suggest you do, because it can screw up the program really badly, you can set it so it can use a certain amount of RAM in your computer to run faster and better, but it's capped at a certain amount. I don't know what the amount is, but I know if you have it on best and you have a bunch of effects going, and if you don't have a lot of RAM, like maybe 4 gigabytes or less, it will most likely just crash Sony Vegas, and once Sony Vegas crashes, it's done. You can't wait for it to come back. Sometimes it does when you're just adding a video effect, it might lag, but when it crashes like that, it's gone. And it'll autosave whatever project it had 10 seconds earlier. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you don't back up your autosave, you're in deep trouble because you'll lose everything. Now, what I wanted to show you now is the timeline. Now this little baby, this is where the magic happens. So what you're going to do here is if you right-click in these empty little box area, just like the bucket area I talked about in Project, if you right-click, you can have an audio track and a video track. Don't worry about all the other stuff, they're just going to be pointless to you. So if we insert a video track, there. So now we can drop videos in here. You can also just drop a picture, any type of image file, or video, any type of video file in there, and it'll actually generate a video track for you automatically. I like to do this personally. And you can do an audio track. So this is going to be used for your voice, and then this is going to be used for your gameplay. And depending on if you have more than one person, like me and Peter, since it's both of us, I got 2 mics. So what I do is I have an extra audio track. So you can always do that. And what I do is a cool trick on my mixer is I'm on the left channel and he's on the right channel. So when we add each other in, this will be the left channel and this will be the right channel for his voice. So another thing you want to do is keep organized. If you just drop stuff everywhere, I have in my old videos, especially the Versus series I did with Yixlarp, it gets pretty messy, and you get like 11 tracks and they're all unnamed. You don't know where stuff is until you look at it, and next thing you know you're mixing the video in with some picture, and then it overlaps, and then it looks like crap. So what you want to do is actually just keep it organized, right-click and hit rename, so this will be video, and then this one will be like voice 1.0s, and then this one will be voice 2.0s. Got it. So, now that we have that set up, you're basically set up to start everything and get ready for video making and editing. Last thing I want to show in this video, this is just to learn the basic stuff. If you click right up here, this is what I said earlier about depending on what kind of computer you have. Now, Sony Vegas, you don't need a lot of graphics support, so if you have a graphics card that's really, like, you can't really play video games on it and you're just using the computer to record, like, from your Roxio or something, you don't have to worry. You're good. It's RAM you need for editing, because it's all those dump files it generates. So, what you want is, I would say, if you had 4 gigs of RAM and lower, you might want to record in 720p. I made a custom setup here. So if you actually, you can fiddle with this, and I can tell you the exact dimensions, but if you just do, go down here, and if you go to right here, so 720, 30 pixels, so it's 29, so it's basically 30 FPS constantly. you can always change that. So if you got this layout, that's good. Now, YouTube has coming out with 60 FPS in their videos. Me and Peter's videos are in 60 FPS. Now, if your capture device can record at 60 FPS, you can do this. I don't know how you can tell exactly when you're doing it on a Roxio or a Page, but I know with Fraps, it actually tells you the number in the top right constantly what the FPS is. Now, it might jump up from 30 to 60, but if it's always around 60 or higher, then you can set it to 60 FPS. So, if you want it to be 60 FPS, it's going to be more time to render. What you do is go to here, double NTSC. That is 60 FPS. It's 60i, so it's not right on the spot 60 FPS, but YouTube will recognize it and it will look like 60 FPS, as you may notice in our Life is Strange videos, or other videos in the past. Another thing you want to leave is this, you want it to be square, progressive scan, and leave all this. Now, that you want to leave blend fields. If this is on none, the deinterlace method, this is very, very important. You want to leave this on blend fields because I know some video games, especially when I was recording Sonic Adventure 2 back in the day, if you, when Sonic was running, his legs would move, or the character would move around. When he's jumping around, it would show like a ghost image of a frame after, so it looked like there was a ghost following Sonic, and it looked really weird. But if you blend the fields, it'll actually get rid of that, and it'll show Sonic exactly where he needs to go, and there will be no extra frames generated, or showed as a ghost image. So that's a good thing to have on, even if you have 30 FPS. Anyway, for this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to do 30 FPS right now. So, if you have 8 GB of RAM, or maybe 6 or more, I'm just going to say 8 just to be safe. Also, you do want a good CPU, like a good processor. If you have a 4-core, stick with 720, because rendering's going to take a hell of a long time if you do in 1080p. If you got an 8-core or a 6-core, go for 8, if you can. I mean, blah! If you got a 6 or an 8-core, go for 1080p. And to switch to 1080p, all you gotta do is just drop down, and there it is, right there. The 20 with the 60i. Actually, you want this... Where is it? Actually, yeah, this one. And then, if you want it to be, since it's 60i, just drop it. There you go, you got double frames, it's custom. Now, once you have your setup like this, all good. Oh, make sure you have this checked too. Once you have everything you want right, what you want to do is, when you got your setup and everything, you want to check your audio. Make sure it's all like this, because if it's lower, like some people said they had it on preview by default, and I don't know why Vegas does that, it makes their audio sound all crackle, and kind of like they're in another room or in a closet or something. Ruler, you don't have to really worry about. This is for like the timeline, but you can worry about that. Summary, you don't have to do this unless you want to be really technical and formal, and you don't have to worry about audio CD. So once you have everything set up, you want to check Start All New Project with these settings. I'm not going to because I already have one set up. And what you want to do is if you click up here, not the arrow, just right here, you can actually delete and write Let's Play Template. And then you got it set up, and then all you do is hit save, and it'll be saved, and if you go down to here, you'll actually see it. Now mine isn't in there because I actually have it set up in a different folder, which is more technical, but you don't have to worry about that. So once you got that all set up, you're all good to go, and you'll be ready to start editing. So I'll show you the other stuff in part 2 of how to edit videos. So I'll see you in the next episode.